What's going on, guys? It's Alex here from GolfMagic. Welcome back to the GolfMagic channel, guys. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We've got a ton of really exciting videos coming out in the next few weeks that I can't wait to show you all. In this video today, I'm going to be running you through the TaylorMade P7MC irons. So this is the second episode we're doing on the new TaylorMade P700 series range that's coming out very soon. The first video we did on the TaylorMade P7MB irons, more of the blade muscle back irons. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it just here so you can take a look before going into this video. So the TaylorMade P7MC iron slots very nicely into the P700 series iron range. We've got the P7TW and P7MB, and this will slot just a little bit to the left of that and more of the cavity back with a little bit of forgiveness there. Like the TaylorMade P7MB irons video, we're going to run these irons through a range of testing at Farley Golf Club and then give you an overall rating. There'll be 4 main sections that we're going to run these irons through, and they are all going to be up here right now. So the first one we're going to get into is looks. When judging the looks of the TaylorMade P7MC irons, the GolfMagic team were really impressed with how TaylorMade have been able to include a rather large cavity on the club, yet keep up that minimalistic player's appearance that many golfers desire. From the back of the club, you can see a healthy amount of cavity, similar to their previous MC line, but styled in that P700 series way. This gives the club a less classical feel, and you can really appreciate the modernity of this iron that has been put forward by TaylorMade. What we were really surprised about is how thin that top line was at address. When looking down at the club, it looked quite similar to the TaylorMade P7MB range, with a very thin top line and no visible offset to the club. We were expecting some visibility of the cavity and a bit thicker of a top line for this club, so with that, we were very interested to see how this club would perform and if it would be harder to hit than anticipated. From the GolfMagic team, we gave the looks of this club an 8 out of 10. So, let's get into the tech of the TaylorMade P7MC irons. Inspired by Tour, the design features of P7MC meets the standards of the game's most discerning players. Classic shaping and minimal offset deliver control and precision, while perimeter weighting offers just the right touch of forgiveness. The shape of this new muscle cavity was derived from the previous generation of P750 irons, which has a cultish following on Tour as a favourite of world number 1 Jon Rahm, PGA Championship winner Collin Morikawa and Matthew Wolff alike. In creating a new back bar geometry designed to elevate feel, engineers moved mass up behind the face to support the point of impact. During initial testing, Rory McIlroy immediately commented on the solid feel of the iron and the stability of the head through the strike zone, a discernible enhancement of the previous generation. Matt Bovey, the product creation officer from TaylorMade, says that the P7MC was designed specifically to answer the needs of tour players. Every detail on this perimeter-weighted classic muscle cavity design has been painstakingly crafted to the highest quality, from the compact grain forging to the cavity geometry designed specifically for a more solid feel. The P7MC is the perfect combination of performance, feel and shot making with a hint of forgiveness. A forged pattern within the cavity back pays homage to a long history of TaylorMade iron designs, including the RAC TP blades, as well as the original P750 and P770 models. A subtly placed T-bug with a high buff finish is formed during the forging process as a sophisticated nod to craftsmanship and aesthetics. Completed with a Tour satin finish and muscle cavity geometry, P7MC will visually match either P7MB or P770 in a combo set. From the GolfMagic team, we've given the tech for the TaylorMade P7MC irons an 8 out of 10. Jack and I went down to Farley Golf Club to test the P7MC irons. We tested these right after the P7MB range, so we were able to compare them side by side. From my end, being a muscle cavity iron, I was expecting a decent level of forgiveness. I've tried MC irons in the past, and I've noticed a moderate level across many ranges. Upon reading the tech report for these clubs, the P7MC irons are quite clearly made for tour players, just like the P7MB range. And this showed in our testing. By no means were they the same as the P7MB blades, but they didn't offer too much forgiveness. Off-centre hits were punished, but we did notice a bit tighter of a dispersion range for shots out of the heel and the toe. Similar to what Rory McIlroy said in the tech report, we did notice how solid and almost springy the face felt on good strikes. The ball really felt like it shot off the club face, and with that we were expecting a bit more distance. However, comparing it with the P7MB irons, there wasn't too much of a disparity. In terms of recommending these irons for amateur players, I think you'd have to have a decent level of ball striking to put them in the bag. For me, I would put them into a combo set with the other P700 ranges available. My personal preference would be the P770 irons, which we're doing a video on later this week. Still, this club is meant for tour players, and with that, it's more or less a single figure handicapper club. Overall, Jack and I would happily put these set of irons in our bag. They're versatile, and although they're still a bit of a player's iron, the dispersion shown was very promising. The team at GolfMagic rate the P7MC iron's performance a 9 out of 10. Right guys, let's get into the price of these TaylorMade P7MC irons. The MC irons are exactly the same price as the P7MB iron, so that is £1,299 for a 7-iron set. Of course, this is an upper price point for a 7-iron set, but we're not surprised to see this come out at this price. Previous iron sets of the P700 range have come out at around this price, so there's not too much to complain about here. The GolfMagic team thinks this price is fairly reasonable for the performance that you get out of these irons. As well as this, you can couple this setup with the TaylorMade P7MB iron range to make it more of a combo set. Overall, the GolfMagic team are going to give the TaylorMade P7MC irons a 7 out of 10 for their price. So guys, that brings us to the final part of the video where I give an overall rating for the TaylorMade P7MC irons. Now with the 4 sections that we've analysed for these irons, the rating should be an 8 out of 10. However, I'm going to rank these exactly the same as the P7MB irons and give these an 8.5 out of 10. They don't look as nice as the P7MB irons in my opinion, but they do perform a lot better for us amateur golfers. So much so that I would consider putting these irons in my bag. What do you guys think of the new TaylorMade P7MC irons? Let us know down in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. And we'll see you at the next TaylorMade iron review video, which is the TaylorMade P770 irons, coming out later this week.